AI clone. It has access to all of my thoughts that I've ever shared online, including external documentation that I've fed it with. Now, is it the revolutionary AI clone that it claims to be, where it has superpowers and is me just in their digital version? Or is it just a complete waste of money? The promise is incredible from Delphi AI. They promise an AI twin that can answer emails, drafts, clients can ask questions, staff can ask questions, it can brainstorm and be a soundboard for yourself. Well, I've been paying for this subscription for the last few months now, testing and pushing its limits to see if it really matches the hype. And I'm about to break down the things that it does incredibly well, but also something that it doesn't quite hit the mark on. Let's jump in. Now, the first thing that blew me away about Delphi AI is its ability to be able to create content as if it was me, which is something that's quite actually scary, to be honest with you. This video that I create, these videos I create take hours and hours and hours to plan. Now, if I say, please give me 5 engaging tweets with unique hooks for my video, and then why being an underdog is powerful in business, which is one of my latest ones, it will now, I've just kind of said it twice, but love the theme here of 5 punch it. The most dangerous person in business isn't the market leader, it's the underdog with nothing to lose and a bias for action. Watch why that's your edge. Shots on goal beats perfect plans, miss 99 times, score once, change your life. Here's the underdog playbook I wish I had years ago. These are perfect, like exactly perfect. Even taking all of my quotes from my video, which is like the 4 a.m. running your silk pajamas analogy. It took everything as if it was me. That is scary. That is like what I would write. But let's push its limits. Let's see. Now, please create 500 word blogs around those tweets individually. And hit that off. And what this is going to come back with is, going to be frightening. The most dangerous person in business isn't the market leader, it's the underdog with nothing to lose. Everyone glamorizes the incumbent, big brand, big budget, big team, but power in business doesn't come from assets alone. It comes from hunger, speed, and a willingness to take shots that others won't. That's why the underdog is dangerous. That is factual, and that is exactly what I would tell you if you asked me the question. It did go and produce the 5 individual blogs, which is perfect. But they were written as if they were me. The content scalability is what's scary around Delphi AI and is number 1 on the list as to why I was like flabbergasted once I'd provided it the information. Now, following on from that, I was then thinking, hey, how deep can you actually push this? Well, I've told you I've uploaded all of my YouTube data and exported it from YouTube so it knows me. So I started a fresh conversation with it, and I'm going to ask it, I want it to make a new video about productivity. Based on all previous content, what are 3 unique angles I could take that haven't been fully explored before but is trending? So it's now digging deep into my details, into my individual channel statistics. It knows what videos perform well, what don't, how engagement works. Anti-to-do, design your day around problems, not tasks. Flip the script, show how I pick one problem to solve. Energy is the real KPI. Willpower budgeting with AI as a buffer position. Productivity as energy management, not time. Walkthrough. System thinking sprints, 45 minutes to architect, not execute, teach a weekly architect sprint where blueprint 1 leverage system, lead scoring handoffs, feedbacks, and let the tools do the grunt work. Concrete before and after of a flow, how it moves real metrics, speed to lead, and qualified pipeline. Now that is something that is truly invaluable. Let's ask it if it can give us 5 more. Once it gives us these 5 more, I'm going to move into the third thing that actually blows me away the most, but it can trip over and do specific things, which is why it comes in at number 3. But calendar as a product, AI guardrails, not goals, constraints boost output, show how tight constraints beat big prompts, token budgets, time caps, free option. These are good ideas. Personal operating systems, meetings to memos. These are good ideas that I haven't yet exposed on my channel. Some of them are quite popular, so the trending is there. Like this is the causation for it, but that is phase 2, and it would take me hours of analysis and research to find this out. Trust me. And having this at my hand is now going to be able to help me deliver higher quality content for you guys at the drop of a hat using Delphi AI. Now, coming in at number 3, but I wanted to keep this one for you because this one is special, right? You saw, if you had a keen eye as I went through this, you had the chat feature, but you also have a call feature. Now watch this. You start the call, check the voice. Hi, I'm Michael's Digital Mind. How can I help? Hey, I've just onboarded a new Google Ads client and they are in the conveyancing space. Their main 3 target locations are London, Sheffield and Manchester, but they do target nationally as well. Can you give me a brief overview of best practices when it comes to restructuring an account from the ground up, please? Takes a bit of time to think. Digging through all of my different content I've uploaded, which you'll see shortly. Right, starting from scratch with a conveyancing client targeting London, Sheffield, Manchester, plus national, here's how I think about it. First, ditch any broad catch-all ad groups loaded with a mess of keywords. Those kill your quality scores and budget because ads aren't relevant. Instead, go granular with single keyword ad groups, SCAGs, splitting out exact and phrase matches where each keyword gets its own focused ad group with tailored ads. That sharpens relevance and improves your click-through and lowers CPC. Next, separate your locations cleanly. Build distinct campaigns or ad groups just for London, Sheffield and Manchester to give each their own budget and messaging tweaks that fit those local markets. Then have a national campaign covering the rest, but keep it separate to protect your main geo-focus. Don't forget negative keywords, especially for nationwide campaigns. Cite common terms or locations that aren't relevant to their service area or that historically drive unqualified traffic. Keep that negative list alive and growing. On the audience front, layer in remarketing and segment your site visitors by interest and intent. Use GA4 audiences for visitors in different windows, like the last 7, 14, 30 days. We got the picture. The audio started to dumb down there, which is one of my points at the end when I go through. I say there's one point, there's a few fallbacks to this. But that answer was absolutely bang on, and I probably confused it by speaking to the camera during it. But that is exactly what it needed to say, okay? That is exactly how you would structure an account like that. There might be a few nuances that come when it comes down to that, but, you know, to be able to speak to me and the voice clone being so good, which is something I'll get to, is absolutely frightening. Now, because you can embed this on websites, have it on your own website, have it in Slack, we'll go into all these things. The power of being able to communicate with me like that is something which is going to be the future. Delphi AI is the future. This is how you're going to do business moving forward. Eventually group with tools like Anam or even the video that this has when it finally releases it, you're going to be able to have video calls that speak as you, which is incredibly scary. So that, in number 3, the voice communication with the AI is something which should not be overlooked. Wow factor number 4, memory. I've uploaded abundance of audits. Can you, from a Google Ads perspective, can you please give me the titles of 3 of my previous Google Ads audits. I still haven't quite worked out if you speak to it as my or my, like you. As like it's weird speaking to it as me. If you were speaking to it, these are free Google Ads audits that I've got. It's cited the file, and if I am to click that, it will take me through to a list of other individual files. But if I was to click into like Forbes Travel Guide, it would open up the audit in a text format and showcase to me what I'd produced. It doesn't look anything like that in its existence, but the point is that the citations are there from its memory that allows it to be able to bring information to the forefront of your mind. Think about that from a business perspective. You upload your client base, you upload your P&L, you upload anything, and you ask it questions about it, and it can answer them in real time. This is an extraordinary piece of kit when it is fed information. Its memory is fantastic, and the only thing that you need to focus on is feeding it the correct information at the right time. It can only give you the answers based off the back of what you provide it. I couldn't cover Delphi AI without talking about the individual brain. The identity gives you as we've covered, profile, mind, voice. But the mind is where your mind lives, and the more information you give it, the better. Now, you can also connect RSS feeds. You can connect anything to it, so you're at the lead in front of all of the trends of AI or Google Ads or whatever it is that you might want to be at the front of. But then you can also see all of the documentation that I've uploaded. You can see that there's a file called YouTube Statistics that I've updated all my YouTube statistics. It has my YouTube channel, that it has new uploads every single time something gets uploaded. It will be added to that content. I believe it does it in real time because it has a connection. But the mind is effectively where all of your information lives. And as you can see, I've got 500,000 words. I could train it like, 15x more than that? Yeah, 10. Yeah, like 12x. 12x in terms of information about me. You'll have a lot more information for use cases of playing around. I didn't, but the brain is where you add content. And what's interesting is here you'll see that it's training. So that training goes blue. There's an error uploading something that I must have uploaded. If I hit retry, you'll see that goes blue, which means that if you upload large, like yesterday when I uploaded like 200 files, it was like 200 files that it was working through. And if you click it, it shows you where it is. It's queued, then it's training, then it needs attention. So, yeah, adding content, you can add YouTube single playlist videos or channels, website, X, podcasts, socials, files, snippets, notes apps, Notion, Evernote, messaging apps, Slack. Like, you can add everything inside of here that will give you the desired output to speak exactly as you. But what you've got to be careful of is making sure that the information you provide it is correct, so it does speak like you, because otherwise you could end up tripping over yourself in deployment. Now, what you've all been waiting for, the fatal flaws. Before I go into the fatal flaws, I have to give you an overview of Delphi AI. There's no point me showing you the outcome, but without showing you what the input was. When it came down to the input, during the signing up process, it makes you do a multitude of things. It asks you to provide links to LinkedIn, etc. I provided my Upwork profile, LinkedIn, YouTube. I provided my YouTube content. It asks you for that link. It asks you a little bit about what you're known for. As you can see here, business mindset, entrepreneurship, make.com, digital marketing, AI strategy, all of these things, what they asked me for. This is like the insight to me that it made itself. Again, made itself based off of the information that it knows. I mean, I don't think you can edit that actually. So it gives you that. Now you can publish my Delphi, and when you publish your Delphi, once you publish, you can share your unique link with your audience. So publish. This is my Delphi AI that's now live. I'll put this in the comments section so you can go and play around with it and ask me a few questions. I won't keep it in there for too long, so make sure you get to it quickly because of costings and limitations. But when it comes down to the mind here, but when I went through my profile, it asked me all of those pieces of information. Then it asked me for voice samples, and this is the flaw. I was on the $59.79 a month plan with Delphi originally. I uploaded the highest quality audio content that you could physically possibly imagine. I mean, you can't see this, but look at my setup. My setup is cameras, lenses, like probably about 15 grand's worth of equipment here. Expensive microphone. I have everything that it needs to be able to clone a voice, and I was absolutely baffled by how poor the quality of voice it produced was. The quality of voice that it produced was ridiculously poor. It made me southern. It made me sound. It basically picked up that I was British, and that was it. And I'm not even British. I'm English. So it picked up that I was English, and then from there, it kind of just, no matter how many samples I tried using its recording tool. If we go inside of it, you can upload recordings, which is what I did, like MP3 recordings. I did actual recordings here. I uploaded YouTube video content. They tried to blame it on any background noise that happens, but none of them had any background noise. I chose videos and cut videos down, and where the audio didn't have any sound, like introductory sound to YouTube videos. This would not work on the lower plan. And funny enough, there was a button top right which said upgrade to Pro to get a premium voice. Now, whether this is just a sales technique that they use to get you to upgrade, you will not be able to get the quality of the conversation like what we've just had that sounds like me unless you upgrade to the premium plan. Is that worth it? You'll have to decide at the end of this video. Now, jumping into some of the other techniques, because what we haven't covered is Delphi AI's use cases and power. So Delphi AI in itself is a tool that allows you to digitally clone yourself, AI. It clones you. You are effectively somewhere else online without actively having to be there. There are many use cases for this: business usage, client communication, staff members needing questions. And you can produce different segments and give different audiences different access, give different access groups different access to different areas so that you can control what information that they can get and see. For example, you wouldn't want a staff member to be able to see your profit and loss, would you? You would want only you to be able to see that. Whereas if you're looking at it from a perspective of public, you'd want it to be able to speak with you and engage with you about what you have to offer and what you can do for them from a digital point of view, like I did with the Google Ads structure. So you can create access groups, manage usage limits of each one, just for me, where you can keep all of the concise information and you can keep it down to a T where it comes down to just your info. But then you can sort of go insiders, invite members in. Maybe you've got a community that you want to be able to speak to. A great example of this would be a course. Imagine if you had a course, uploaded the course content, gave your own feedback in specific areas, and then implemented that into the course. Ridiculously powerful, because it has the course to go off of and it can explain in different ways with it, more information you provide it about, like maybe you see common pitfalls and steps, FAQs that happen, whatever. Like, you can do that. But you can do it with public, you can do it with insiders, you can do it with just yourself, and you can do it anonymously with members without accounts, but that is incredibly limited. You can edit the usage allowance, voice disabled, voice enabled, etc. So you have all these different individual things. Now you have conversations. Now, if you look in the conversations, this is the history of what we've just been speaking about with it. So when you log into Delphi, you can see conversations. And what you might find is, like this answer, for example, here, you might find that you want to give it a you want to give it some feedback as to how it performs. So you take that away. You maybe use your AI system prompt that you've used to build it. You then say, hey, can you make sure that when you answer these sort of questions, you come back with this sort of answer? But now that you've stopped responding to that, when somebody starts a conversation, they have to input an email. And when they input an email, it means that you can continue conversations from with them directly in here. So if they stop responding, they wanted to see free Google Ads audits that I'd done, then they want to like they're busy, they have to go to work, whatever. Like if you want to then re-engage conversation because it was looking like something that was helpful to you, you can. Which brings me into my next step, which is integrations, right? I'll cover integrations, but integrations is already integrated with my Slack. So Delphi integrates with Slack. It can integrate with your own website. You can either embed it or launch it as a standalone web page. It can have SMS, so you can integrate SMS numbers, start your application. Takes 5 days, apparently. I'm in another country. US toll-free, 800 area code, send and receive in US and Canada, send one way internationally. So it can only handle two-way SMS in the US and Canada, which is a shame. And that'll be a feature that they definitely work on. Maybe you can get around that with using WhatsApp, who knows? But you can do this. You can pick your numbers, submit the request, and it will go through it. So they make it pretty seamless. That is a high leverage tool. Because then, like learning platforms, it connects with Kajabi, Mighty Networks, Thinkific, messaging and community, SMS and Slack. But you can do broadcasts, okay? Now, if I create a broadcast, Gumroad broadcast, continue. Now, who do I want to send it to? I've got a tag which is Gumroad, okay? So everybody who's downloaded a Gumroad from me historically, I am now about to send a broadcast to. So the subject is Michael Elliott AI support. Hey, does it support variables? Don't think it does. Hey, I can see you downloaded one of my templates from Gumroad. Pretty cool, eh? If your business needs support implementing end-to-end systems that increase revenue, just respond to this email and I'll get a conversation going. Keep it pushing. Best of luck, Mike. Best wishes. No, let's just leave it best, Mike. Now, obviously fix the typos, Gumroad. To be honest with you, like I'm not doing this for any particular reason, so I'm just going to send it. You can attach files. They do have a variable section. Name, first name. Okay, they do, which is good because in the uploaded CSV, I do have a variable because there is a Delphi templated variable that you'll get. So it's personalized. Let's do it again here. Well, let me do it without that. I don't like that. It should allow you to be able to do that. User. Get rid of this. User. Can I help you in any way? In AI deployment? Hey, I can see you downloaded one of my templates from Gumroad. I can see that keep it pushing, all the best, Mike. Send immediately, continue. Delivery date immediately, recipient 69, email confirm. Now, I think I just called it test, which is a bit of a stupid thing to do. 2 issues. It has some issues. I've showcased the way that you broadcast it. Oh, there you go. It's been sent. So 69 recipients received those emails. We'll see if any of them respond to this. But you can see now part of the power. I just uploaded a Gumroad email list that I received. And now if any of them respond, they'll respond to my Delphi and be able to have conversations with it. Now, this is the action section, which we've just sent out a response. We've just sent out a broadcast to my Gumroad, okay? Now, when it comes down to this, there's a trigger that when a user ends a conversation, it sends a dynamic message via email. It sent me one a minute ago. Let me go to my Gmail, and I'll show you what this looks like. Didn't receive an email. Maybe it's it could be the email address that I used to sign up with, which is the reason why, because I was checking my main email. So it probably has sent an email to that inbox, but I'm not going to waste time looking for it. When it comes down to this, though, these flows, this is incredible, right? Composer. When someone responds to my broadcast, I want you to use all of the information in my Delphi AI to have an ongoing conversation with them, extracting more information unless extremely obvious. If at any point they reference me helping them implement AI or paying me, stop the chat and notify me via email. So let's see what this can do. Defense. Reference me, helping me, Delphi AI, using all the ongoing conversation. So we send this. Prompt must be less than 308. How's your look? Let's just do this and then do this. If at any point they reference, there you go. If they reference that, send. So this is your the composer. Now, when you say this, look, when someone responds to a message, so alert triggered, update property, when someone responds to a broadcast, right, what this is going to do with the user tag Gumroad, first occurrence, every occurrence, let's leave it on first occurrence, do save ongoing information extraction, immediate, set property, create property. You could say here like service, extract the service they are interested in, and that would give you create. So now it's going to save that information, notify the owner, dynamic message via email. Let's see what this email is. By text message. Summarize the conversation where the user references the owner, helping them implement AI or paying the owner. Notify owner. Okay, that looks good to me. Let's save it. So now if anybody responds to that, enable. Can you enable it there? You have to go back to flows to enable. That is quite a frustrating feature. But you can see how powerful Delphi AI actions are. You can create flows based off of everything. I did mess around with a few, morning check-in, after conversations, all these things. if you have take a look through their templates, which are quite good actually. User tagging, inactivity nudges, user requested reminder. So follow up. If they ask for a reminder, it will follow up automatically. All of these things. Thank you messages, multi-step. Member check-in part 1, enable accountability for members only. 2-part process. All of these things they are pretty strong. Like some of them you would probably implement. And then you have products where you can add products that you have for sale. So if I created a Stripe link for a Google Ads audit or an AI consultation, I could link the Stripe link in here, AI consultation, have something made for my Delphi, and then enter the product description, keyword text. So when they enter it, they do it. And we can choose. So in there, Google Ads audit, NAN AI integration, speed to lead systems, whatever you want to do. And then you would have a link to the individual thing for a discovery call that you want to charge for. Or maybe you just have a calendar link, like whatever. You could do anything. You can add any product. But one of the most powerful things I've seen people use this for, I did create the Google Ads audit one here. You can see a 2-hour audit of your Google Ads once a month total mentions, which just linked back to the website just as a test. But you have the ability to be able to add products in here, and it can be extremely powerful for affiliate marketers. If you are an influencer and you created this and you have relationships with brands, please use Delphi AI because it will help. Now, what do I think to Delphi AI as an overview? I think Delphi AI is the future of digital cloning yourself. I think that the power that it has right now is the very beginning of what it's going to have moving forward. Competitors like Anam have video calls. Delphi AI are certainly working on that. They have to be. They have to be working on that. There is no doubt. So when you can have video calls and integrate with different things, then you can then be present. You can build each individual Delphi around whatever it is. You could build it around a person, a brand, or sort of like a senior exec or whatever. And you could have them take discovery calls to qualify the client. Because one thing is for sure, that one thing is this. It's not just the AI implementation that is going to become common. It's going to be the AI implementation becoming the norm for people to use to expect to speak to AI. They expect immediate responses. You already see it in the world now. They expect everything immediately. So Delphi AI, $400 a month, $370 a month, whatever it was. Do I think it's worth it? In the correct use case, absolutely. It's extremely powerful. It can do things that I've just touched the iceberg of this. This can do things which are incredibly powerful. Delphi AI is the future. I think it's worth the money. My name's Michael Elliott. Thanks for watching.